Hey, it's Jake with the Intermark Group, the nation's largest psychology-driven marketing firm, and this is the CMO Minute. This week, we're going to discuss how basketball can teach us something about why we do things and how to affect consumer behavior. Now, you may recognize this guy. It's Wilt Chamberlain, one of the greatest NBA players of all time. In the 1961 season, he had his greatest statistical season of all time at the age of 25. What was unique about that season is not just that it was his peak, but he also shot free throws in a very unique way, underhanded, including the game where he famously scored 100 points. After that season, he gave it up and began shooting free throws overhanded, which is kind of the tradition in the NBA. Now, what's unique about all this, you might be asking? Well, shooting free throws underhanded statistically increases your free throw percentage anywhere between 10 and 20 points. Chamberlain was no different. He saw his career percentage on free throws drop by 10% over the following season and continue to drop over subsequent seasons. Now, the NBA is a results-based league. The difference of simply 2 points a game, or what Chamberlain would have experienced, shooting a decrease of 10 percentage points a game, means millions of dollars. So why don't we see NBA players adopting the underhanded free throw effort? Well, the answer is simply ego. It's simply not cool. In fact, they even call it the granny shot. Several players have briefly tried it, only to receive unbelievable ridicule. What this teaches us about marketing is that most decisions, including ones that ought to be purely rational-based outcomes, such as shooting free throws, are driven in large part by how we perceive others perceive us. Now, we know this is true in a lot of the product space, from everything from cars to clothes, but what we often fail to remember is that it's true with just about everything else, including things like lawn equipment, the foods that we eat and drink, even such mundane things as the lining of truck beds. In fact, when we were discussing this internally at Intermark, we struggled to come up with a category that wasn't at least a little bit ego-driven. Now, if you're a smart marketer, you're thinking, how can I leverage this phenomenon, as well as how do I combat it if my competitors are dealing with it? We're going to discuss this as well as some other topics related to ego at this week's blog, which, as always, is located at intermarkgroup.com/insights. As always, keep your questions coming, and we will see you next week at the CMO Minute.